This weekend, sci-fi fans from all around the galaxy will be downtown Oklahoma City for this year's GalaxyCon. It's a 3-day event celebrating your favorite sci-fi films and comic books. The event will also be packed with performances and celebrity appearances, including a man you've known by many names, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, Mankind. You could simply call him a legend. Joining me right now, WWE Hall of Famer, the one and only Mick Foley. We're so glad you're here with us, Mick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
After seeing Kendrick Perkins, I will be the little guest.
Yeah, right. It's so wild.
I saw him and Stephen A. Smith in the lobby, and he is a mountain of a man.
He is a big guy, isn't he?
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's been such a fun week here. So much happening in Oklahoma City. I want to talk about GalaxyCon. I want to talk a little bit about wrestling as well. But you were saying that you went somewhere last night. Where did you go?
I did. I went to the Thunder game.
There you go.
Yeah, and I didn't have a special privilege or anything.
Just went and bought a ticket. Yeah.
I just realized, wait, my hotel is literally across the street. And so I went on the one of those apps, Game Time, and I was like, okay, I see the price drop. I still I got there right at tip-off.
Wow.
30 seconds to tip off. And I had a great time. It is no exaggeration when the analysts say this is the loudest building in all of sports.
That means a lot coming from you, because you've been in some loud
I've
buildings.
been in some loud buildings, yeah. It was just, I felt bad because the Thunder shirt they had on my seat didn't fit me. So
we'll have to see if we can
I
fix
felt
that.
like I wasn't being true to the Thunder, but it's such an exciting, it's an exciting team.
Yeah.
Man, I really had a great time. I kept looking on at wonderment at Chet Holmgren, going, how does he stay? How does he stay up? These guys are knocking him down. He's getting back up. He's a tough dude, right? A little wiry guy. I'm not a little guy, a huge guy.
Yeah, you know tough dudes as well. This weekend, you're at GalaxyCon. You said this is your second year back here. Tell us, is it a meet and greet? You're talking to fans while you're
Yeah. I do a panel, which is kind of like a Q&A on Friday. We have professional photo ops each day, and then in the interim period, people come up to the table, they talk, make a purchase, hopefully, And my goal is to give everyone a great interaction, because I know what it feels like to have a great interaction, and I know what it feels like to not have such a great interaction. And so, having felt both ways, I try to send people off with a big smile on their face. And I remember one person coming up to me who worked at a Comic-Con and said, I don't even know who you are, but everyone leaves your table with the biggest smile on their face. And so that's the goal.
That's great. You've had so many legendary, famous matches, and so many people that may not be familiar with your work. Tell us a little about, your career spanned decades. As you look back on it now, what has it meant to you as a wrestler, a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I think the biggest compliment is that half of the people who come to meet me weren't even alive when I was wrestling. And they asked me specifically, about one match, that took place in and outside on the top of a giant cell structure.
Yeah.
And it dawned on me, these kids weren't even alive. Like, their parents are passing down these moments to them. So I get a lot of families coming to these events. I do a one-man show, which is, it's not for adults only, because the material is for adults only, because it's often in clubs, that have age limits. But when it comes to these conventions, it's a family atmosphere. If people haven't been to a con, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. I was saying earlier on, before the show, it's not for everyone. Some people come to these things and absolutely dread it. I come to these shows and I love it, and I look forward to the next ones.
Yeah. We were talking about some of your memorable matches. You were talking about the Hell in a Cell specifically. I remember the WWE used to have a disclaimer, don't try this at home, and it was like your video from that match. What has wrestling meant to you that you're so willing to put your body through that?
Oh, yeah, I was the guy who put my body on the line. Look, two issues. One is I liked the wild stuff when I was a fan, and now I get to create those moments for other people. And the second was Mother Nature did not deal me much of a hand genetically, and I realized that if I was going to make an impression, I would have to go about it in a different type of way.
You've been such a mentor to so many wrestlers. I was curious, real quick, I wanted to get your feedback, some criticism on a finishing move, a blockbuster slam. Take a look.
All right.
Is the technique okay? Is that how you're supposed to climb the rope? Yeah, okay. How'd that blockbuster
Was that
slam
you?
look? That was me.
That was good. Yeah. That was good.
That was a lot
I
of
thought
fun.
you were going to put me on the spot and show me some kids doing dangerous stuff.
Oh, no. Yeah, I trained for a match back in November. It was super fun. And I tell you, it's what we love about wrestling, the storytelling and getting to leave people at those moments like you do at the conventions.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, art is beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and so is art.
Yeah.
Some people see Van Gogh and think it's genius, and some are like, those brush strokes are a little much for me, you know. So art is open to interpretation. I firmly believe that what we do is both sport and art. It's a combination akin to like ice dancing, you know, like that type of thing where you really, you know, you have to have trust in your opponent because you're putting your body, you know, your life in that person's hands, and you're doing it to put on the best show possible. And so I try to do that at the conventions as well.
Thanks so much. Mick
Thank
Foley,
you.
one and only.
Appreciate you.